It is Monday, which means it's time for another video. I am going to be continuing with the series that I have been doing the past couple videos. I am on the year 1985, which honestly was definitely harder than 1981. I didn't think that would be possible, but this is definitely the hardest year for me because there's so many good movies that came out, and it was so hard to pick 5 great ones. I do have a couple honorable mentions, but I'm gonna start the video with my number 5, and my number 5 is Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorite zombie films. Not my favorite, but one of my absolute favorites. I love the horror and comedy mixed in with it. I actually love 2 and 3 as well. I did not see the other ones, but this has Tom Matthews in it, Lynette Quigley, and Beverly Randolph, which it's just a great movie. Tarman, amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. If you watch some of my intros, I have the one song that they play during the cemetery scene in Return of the Living Dead where Lynette Quigley is dancing in the cemetery. Absolutely love that song. It's just a great film. What's not to say about Return of the Living Dead? It's amazing. Like, I don't know anybody that hates this film. Like, it's just like when people think of 80s horror, this is kind of like in that, like, people think of that usually automatically. It's just great. It's not really off to say. There's nothing bad about this film. It's just like great effects, great everything, and I just love it. But that's my number 5, Return of the Living Dead. Now, my number 4 is my all-time favorite zombie film, and a lot of people, out of the trilogy, a lot of people put this one at the bottom, and that is George Romero's Day of the Dead. This is my all-time favorite zombie film. I know, like, a lot of people love Dawn of the Dead, like, that's their favorite of the original trilogy, or people love Night of the Living Dead, because that's what started it. And I never hear anybody really say that they love Day of the Dead. And I think it's the darkest of the 3. They're basically these people, like these military people and these random people kind of hiding out in this underground like bunker thing. And they're kind of going insane in a way because the leader of the like military, Captain Rhodes, who's a complete fucking asshole. He kind of thinks he runs the whole place, and he calls the shots, and everyone has to do what he says, and it kind of basically like fucks him over at the end because he does die if you've seen the movie. And this has one of the best like zombie portrayals, which is Bub the zombie. The doctor, he in the film, he is kind of like teaching Bub like what he was like when he was still a human, and that's why Bub kind of has like, he reacts kind of like a human would react, not like a zombie, and he doesn't eat the people, but he knows how to shoot a gun, which, like I said, Captain Rhodes, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. And Bub basically saves the day in a way. Like, sort of. So do the main heroes, too. It's just, I wish more people would talk about this more. It's a shame, because I know some people who don't like this film. Like, there's something about it that they just don't like it. And it's a shame, because it's such a great fucking film. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Day of the Dead. That's my number 4. Alright, on to my number 3. I mentioned when I talked about Christine that was probably my second favorite Stephen King film. This is my all-time favorite Stephen King film adaptation. That is Silver Bullet, which a lot of people are probably thinking, like, what the fuck is your problem? Why is that your favorite? I just absolutely love Silver Bullet. The first time I ever watched it was actually with my mom's boyfriend. He used to tape movies on TV and put them on disc, and I remember he had a disc that had Silver Bullet, An American Werewolf in London, and then a movie called The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, which are all great films. Own them all. But when I watched Silver Bullet, I absolutely loved it. Is the werewolf cool. No, it's basically it is a guy. The guy who is the werewolf in the film. Like, I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it. It is a person in a werewolf suit, so it looks a little like goofy, but I absolutely like the first time watching it. I absolutely loved it. Corey Haim is amazing in it with his wheelchair. Gary Busey is crazy as all hell. If you know Gary Busey, he's kind of a nut. I just absolutely love this. I know there are people who say that it's not very well made, and that to me, I don't really care that it's not like the best made film. I just have fun watching it, and it's always a fun time watching it. So that's why it's my number 3. All right, so my number 2, my number 1. Well, my number 1 is a no-brainer, but my number 2 is definitely going to be a controversial one because this is my second favorite in the franchise, and that is Friday the 13th Part 5: A New Beginning. There's just something about this that if I want to, I will. Part 2 is my favorite. Like, Part 2 is my all-time favorite. But if there's like a Friday the 13th film I just want to put on, it's usually this one for some reason. Yes, Jason isn't in it, only in dream sequences and everything like that. But I love Roy. I love the mask. One of my all-time favorite figures from NECA that they made was the cloth Roy, which is just like amazing. Absolutely love the kills in this. To me, these are some of the more brutal kills in the franchise. It's a shame that the MPAA kind of like butchered them. Same with a lot of the Friday the 13th films, because it's like a what if the MPAA didn't butcher these kills, we probably would have had an even better movie, better kills. I actually like the portrayal of Tommy Jarvis in this. No offense to Tom Matthews, but I do like the John Shepard's portrayal of Tommy Jarvis in this film. He's kind of more disturbed, and which makes sense because at the end of 4, he killed Jason, and he hasn't really like probably fucked with his mind because he just killed a notorious like serial that's been killing all these people. It is a whodunit, so you don't know who it is at first if you haven't watched it, but they kind of give it away like early in the film. I know a lot of people hate that it's not Jason, but to me, it's still a fun film and definitely deserves to be recognized more. But yeah, that's my number 2. Before I get to my number 1, I have a few honorable mentions. One is Reanimator, which is a fun film as well. I was going to put on my top 5, but it just missed it by a little bit. Return of the Living Dead is a little bit better. Another one, Phenomena. Dario Argento. It has a young Jennifer Connelly and Donald Pleasance. Great kills. I just love Dario Argento films. I'd say Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, because it has, I think the look of Freddy in that film is definitely scarier than any other Freddy's, because I think they use like kind of like red contacts, so he looks like frightening, like even more frightening. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about some of my honorable mentions. I'm gonna go to my number 1. My number 1 is my all-time favorite Italian horror film of all time. That is the original, or the first Demons, not Demons 2, because Demons 2 came out the year prior, or the year after. But Demons is just not a film to be taken seriously. It is just, like, I don't know, there's so much in it that's just amazing. Like, it's too much. There goes the fucking clock. Every video I do, this clock goes up. But, it has two of my favorite things, 80s metal and gore, which goes well together so well. And just the soundtrack is amazing. The actual Demons main theme is great. And it takes place in a movie theater. Like, what more can you ask for? Like, it literally takes place in a movie theater. These people are running around from demons. They're getting killed, and then all these demons are just running around rampant and fucking going crazy, and it's just awesome. Like, I absolutely love this. I've mentioned demons before. I actually did a fan film where I talked about demons, which is funny. Not intentionally trying to. I just like picked a random movie and started talking about it. But yeah, that's my number one, demons. If you want to go watch it, it is on YouTube. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. My top 5 favorite horror films from 1985. Definitely my favorite year by far. Honestly, it's between that and 1981. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below. Let me know what some of your favorites are from 1985. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys on Thursday.